In Conversation with Terry Shepard, award-winning broadcaster, narrator, and author. A deep dive into the writer's craft with the artists and support systems who create the stories we love.
Thanks, Lisa. C.B. Wilson discovered her passion for writing after reimagining the ending of her first Nancy Drew book. A gemology enthusiast trained at the Gemology Institute of America, she developed a passion for researching lost, stolen, and missing diamonds. Drawing inspiration from her love of dogs, she created Barkview, California, hailed as the most dog-friendly city in America. Book 7 in her Barkview Mystery series, Dachshund To Death, launches today on Amazon. She lives and works in Peoria, Arizona, calls herself a dedicated pickleball player, a self-confessed chocoholic, and a laugh-out-loud fan of dog comics. Cheryl C.B. Wilson, welcome to the conversation. Give us the 411 on the Barkview Mystery series.
Well, I decided to write the Barkview Mystery series because my mom, who is a couch potato, decided to get a Jack Russell Terrier. And I can tell you, motivation and a call to action is when you have a fit between a person and a dog that just doesn't work. And I felt at that point it was time to say, look, there is a right dog for everybody, and maybe an education process is a really good thing. So hence came the Barkview Mysteries, a fun way for families to read a book and to maybe understand a little bit better about what the traits are and what the expectations are of a specific breed of dog. I got a wonderful fan mail letter a couple of months ago from a woman who said, thank you very much for writing Shepherded to Death. My son and I read it together. He wanted a German Shepherd, and we realized after reading your book that that's not a really good fit for our family.
Tell us the backstory of Dachshund To Death.
The Dachshund To Death is a Hallmark Christmas movie. It was a lot of fun to write. It's the first time that the heroine, Kat, who is a cat lover, in fact, has two dogs to cope with during the course of this book. And it's a riot of the things that the two dogs do together. In tandem, they're very good at not making her life so easy, but they're trying to help her solve the mystery, and she needs to get on target with them.
C.B. Wilson is our guest. Dachshund To Death is the 7th in the Barkview Mystery series. When did the first one come out?
First book published October of 2021. So I'm 2 years into the program right now with 7 books out. The 8th one is 3/4 of the way done now.
That's a lot of productivity. How long does it take you to write one of your stories?
Well, I've been putting out about 3 books a year. So I guess it's about 4 months from start to finish.
That's a lot of creative mind power in a relatively short time. How do you get your story ideas?
The stories that come to me in kind of the strangest ways. I have a great example, Ozzy To Death, which is the book prior to Dachshund. I was standing at the airport in California, and it's mini Ozzy came running across the airport floor and jumped in my arms. And there was Ozzy To Death. That book came to me as this dog is jumping in my arms, licking my face. And I'm like, yeah, there we go. I got to write about an Ozzy next.
Our protagonists often take on some of our human qualities. Would your family say that there are some autobiographical characteristics you share with Kat?
I think they would probably say that, yes. Some of the things that Kat likes are favorites of mine, like pickleball, for example. She is a pickleball player and a scuba diver, and those are things that I enjoy doing with my husband.
We're talking with author C.B. Wilson about the 7th book in her Barkview Mystery series, Dachshund To Death. The best stories have antagonists who are just as interesting as the heroes. How do you create your bad guys?
Oh, it sometimes starts as the good guy. The bad guy for me in the Barkview Mysteries is the person who has a secret, something that he's trying to keep hidden or she is trying to keep hidden. And as the investigation continues, that secret is revealed. And that's how we find who the bad guy tends to be.
For those unfamiliar with the Barkview series, what is the common theme that readers can expect?
Well, the book revolves around the fact that she becomes a temporary babysitter, whether it's the person who's been murdered, it's their dog, or for some reason they're arrested for the crime. She is the temporary keeper of the dog. And it kind of gives her a period of time to kind of adjust to the dog, like them, and enjoy some of the aspects of them.
C.B. Wilson is our guest. Book 7 in her Barkview Mystery series, Dachshund To Death, launches today in both paperback and Amazon Kindle Unlimited. Her website is cbwilsonauthor.com. What have you learned about the fans of your series?
Well, I've done some interesting analysis on it, and I find that about 25% of my readers are breed specific. That means they really enjoyed the breed that particular book is written about. Another 25% approximately are young adult, between the ages of 10 and 16, and the vast majority are a standard cozy mystery grouping, which is women over the age of, I would say, 45.
You have a huge engagement ecosystem out there to interact with your fans. How do you balance writing with everything else you do?
That's probably the most complicated part of the entire process, is the balancing what it takes to be on social media, to attend conferences, to do personal appearances and write, and have a full-time job. So it becomes a true balancing act, I think.
Behind every author is a dedicated support team. Who are some of the people who help you create?
I have a wonderful group of friends that are beta readers for me, and another bunch of friends that are writers as well, that we just talk a lot about how plots are working. If you're stuck at a certain point, they're very good about pointing me in the right direction. And boy, when I go down a rabbit hole, I hear about that too.
Those of us in the craft know how crucial a great cover is in grabbing eyeballs on Amazon and in bookstores. The Barkview Mystery covers are well done. Who's your artist?
Well, thank you very much. The covers are kind of what my vision was of what they should look like. And my nephew drew the Cavalier cover for me. And when he did that, that pretty much set in motion how it was going to go. I've kind of brightened them a little bit as the series has progressed. And the next book will be Labrador to Death, which will be book number 8. And that one actually takes place in a baseball field. So that's a little different looking cover than what the previous have looked like.
C.B. Wilson's new one is Dachshund To Death, launching today in paperback and digital. You're visiting with us from a conference in Las Vegas. You're off to a business meeting in Florida after that. How do you find time to write when you travel?
And like I said, that's the balancing act. That's the hard part. I write a lot on airplanes, which brings up a very fun story as I'm sitting in my seat writing a scene and chuckling as I'm writing said scene. It's really fun when I get the full row and the row behind me engaged.
I imagine the laughter when you hit the humor button attracts attention.
They'll start laughing too. You want to know what it is I'm reading that's so funny. No, I find writing on an airplane, it just clicks for me there. So if ever I get stuck, the best thing to do is buy a ticket somewhere.
C.B. Wilson's latest is Dachshund To Death, book 7 in her Barkview Mystery series. It's available now in both paperback and Amazon Kindle Unlimited. The day after Thanksgiving, you are adding to the canon of great Christmas music with your own take on the 12 Days of Christmas.
I had so much fun with the project. When I started writing a Christmas book, it just came to me that the dogs of Barkview had to present the 12 dog days of Christmas. And I ended up writing the words and trying to figure out what to do with them. I mean, you can't just present words without having someone sing it. Well, if I sing, glass is going to break. So that's definitely not a good plan. So I had to find someone to sing it. Originally, my brain was saying, I think a child's voice would be wonderful singing the 12 Days of Christmas or Dog Days of Christmas. Well, that didn't work out so well. So it turns out that my assistant Melissa sang the song for me. Well, now I have voice to it, and we're ready to put the music behind it. Well, what fun is that without having a video to go with it? So I ended up working with a production company, and we put together a video which actually does each dog moving around and some of them barking. It's just so cute. I think my favorite line of what started it was, on the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a puppy underneath a Christmas tree. And I just cracked up. So It's been, everyone who's listened to it thinks it's absolutely a riot. It will release on TikTok and YouTube the day after Thanksgiving, and I'm really hoping that that everybody enjoys it, that they can laugh along with us and just realize it's the holidays and that's what we're supposed to do.
And you're treating the project much like an advent calendar with a unique marketing approach.
Well, I thought it would be fun to release it on a day-by-day basis, like the 12 days of Christmas. So on day 1, you'll hear about the puppy. On day 2, you'll hear about 2 terriers and a puppy. On the 3rd day, so it builds up to day 12. So December 12th will be the full song available. And I think I hope everybody enjoys the format. It's kind of a little bit of a teaser to get to day 12, and we don't want you to be bored listening to day 12 to the bottom without being invested in it.
What would C.B. Wilson's readers say are a few of their favorite things about your series?
Oh, boy, that's a really great question. I have readers who enjoy the dogs, readers who enjoy Barkview. I think the one that touches me the most really relates to the readers that enjoy the way the dog interacts with the story, how they're important to solving the mystery, yet they don't talk. They're dogs, and they behave like dogs. And I think I enjoy that part as well. A dog is a wonderful character in a book. What's not to like about a dog in a book?
Is there an underlying message in the Barkview Mysteries that goes beyond the whodunit?
I think the important thing to me is that the series is really about helping rescue dogs. It's about helping people make the right choice when they're choosing a dog. It's the perfect companion if you take the time to look at what type of dog will work well with your personality and your lifestyle. And I think everyone deserves the opportunity to have the perfect pet.
Where can readers find C.B. Wilson on the web?
Well, let's see. I have a Facebook presence and also Instagram. TikTok starting tomorrow when we release 2 TikToks on the Dachshund book, and YouTube as well, which will really start happening on December 1st when we release the song. Facebook, I'm under C.B. Wilson Author. Please come and join the Barkview community. It is fun with lots of different dogs and people's stories and the interaction of if you've got a problem, I assure you that somebody on the Barkview site has an answer for you on brushing your dog or teething dogs or anything like that.
The latest entry in C.B. Wilson's Barkview Mystery series is Dachshund To Death. It's out today wherever cool books are sold and in paperback and Kindle Unlimited at Amazon. Cheryl, thanks very much for the conversation.
And thank you so much, Terry. It's been wonderful speaking with you.
In Conversation with Terry Shepard is a copyrighted presentation. All rights reserved. I'm Lisa Davis. Join Terry Shepard next time in Conversation.